like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. First PLE after WrestleMania 41 in St. Louis, Missouri. WWE Backlash 2025, man. A 5-match card, man. 5-match card that, I'm looking forward to somewhat. And Lonnie, man, what's going on, man? How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Just wrapping up exams for grad school. I'm ready to get it over with. Tomorrow's the last day to turn in everything. So, of course, being a college student, you don't finish everything on time or when you're supposed to. But that's what I will try to do tomorrow. But I'm good, man. I'm, feeling like you. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Some matches, which we'll get into, it could suffice. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. I was thinking the other day, like, as far as the company's showing a little bit more love to the mid card titles because those 3 out of the 5 matches are mid card title matches, and so I'm looking forward to those. But obviously, the big money match, the big gigantic match that we're all looking forward to is John Cena versus Randy Orton. But out
Right.
of those 3 mid card title matches, which one are you looking forward to the most?
I thought so in the moment, I thought I was looking forward to the Fatal Four Way, but then like just looking at it in its totality, I'm not gonna say it doesn't make sense, but it's like two separate brawls. It's like two separate brawls, but like they'll just end up getting in each other's way. I don't know. It's like two separate things going on in one match, which will cause more tension after Backlash. I'm pretty sure. Um, Also, we have the U.S. title. We have Becky Lynch and Valkyria. What's the other one? Um,
Dom and Penta.
I think that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. Dom and Penta.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. Dom's second title defense now. Um, will he win clean? Will he be able to retain? Will Penta capture his first championship in the WWE? I think this one probably has the most potential. I think this one will be the one where I think we will see Dominic really thrive as a wrestler, as a single wrestler, um, individually. Because usually, majority of the time, especially over the past couple of years, especially ever since he lost his championship, his NXT North American championship, he really hasn't had any single matches. So, this year, or just this match alone, I think we'll be able to really see see how much Dom has really grown as a wrestler. And I think that's something that I'm looking forward to, especially, him going up against Penta, who has a lot of charisma. He has aura himself, and um, oh man, like I love Penta. But I think it's Dom and Penta that I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I would say for me, the like on face value, of course, it's the fatal 4 way, right? You got Jacob Fatu, you got LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. Um, but for me, man, this past Monday, like it got me more intrigued into the women's IC title match with Becky and Lyra. Like of course, it's the man. Like Becky Lynch coming back after almost a year of being out of action, returning at WrestleMania 41, being Lyra's mystery tag team partner with the Bailey incident, and find out Becky Lynch was the one that attacked her. Um, Winning the tag team gold, only to lose it the next night, which I know you didn't like that in the past stream.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it was a solid setup for heel turn, but I think with their back and forth this past Monday, kind of like understanding in a sense. Like Becky Lynch is, the man, the one that set up everything to where the women's division is now. Like, where's her respect? Where is
Yeah.
her demand for the love and admiration that she deserves? Whereas you have this up and comer Lyra Valkyria, where for me, I mean, she was cool, NXT and her eventually coming up. But I think this past Monday was kind of like it allowed the audience to get a better sense of who she is character wise, like on the mic. Like we know she can
Mhm.
wrestle, but like just the back and forth verbally that they have kind of like made me more intrigued into the match itself.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'll say that one, man. The only women's match on the card. Um, but I'm looking forward to that for sure. And of
Yeah.
course, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna go another topic, but go ahead.
Um. Yeah. I don't. So, dang. I know we'll get into it, but I think Lyra, her path from NXT to Raw, right? I think people may look at it as if she didn't really earn anything as far as like the championship, like her automatically getting on Raw, getting and then getting a chance for the Intercontinental Championship. Um, I kind of agree, but then again, I don't, and I say that because I think I kind of do think that they gave the title to her just a little too early. Um, because like to your point, see, like now we're really able to see who she is on the mic. We've only like it's like the championship is just kind of hiding her to say her flaws, her weaknesses, I guess you could say. Which is the mic. She is a great in-ring wrestler, but who doesn't need work on their mic skills? Especially to someone comparing to Becky Lynch, like he just looks like lunch food. I just think the championship has kind of been um like her reign has been okay. It hasn't been bad, but it's not nothing. To me, it hasn't been enough. It hasn't been enough, for me to like really pay attention. And I hate saying that, but I mean, it really does depend on who is carrying that championship and what you do with that. So,
Absolutely, man. This is actually the first match that I have going over, man. Lyra Valkyria coming into St. Louis as the IC women's IC champion, going up against the man Becky Lynch. Me personally, man, uh, I think it's too early to give it to Becky Lynch, man.
what? Whoa! I thought you was going the other way. Whoa! Whoa!
Too early, man. I think it should be like a. I'm not gonna say clean because obviously, I don't think this feud is gonna be like a one off. It's gonna go definitely into the summer. Yeah, I feel like Lyra should win this in a way,
Mhm.
somehow, but not clean though, of course, or maybe even clean to even frustrate Becky even more um, later into the feud. But yeah, man, I got Lyra, bro. To be honest with you.
Hey, I got Becky winning, man. I feel like just me, like I said, ever since she's been holding the title, it's just kind of hate to say it, is a little bit change of scenery, man. We need to change the scenery. You know what I'm saying? Someone in the Rollins family got to hold some gold. Seth is not Seth Tom yet, so the man got to do it. Uh, um, I just think me personally, yeah, I really don't even have a reason, but I think just timeline wise, it kind of does make sense. I think either or makes sense. Either way, whoever wins it makes sense.
Yeah,
To me, only because what it's been a month since WrestleMania. Um, it's been a month since WrestleMania. Um, Becky has returned since then. She has won a championship since then. Why not another one? Even though she lost it the next day. Next day, why not another one? And then I'm trying to think, when did they officially bring in the Intercontinental Championship for the women? Was it this year or like late last year?
yeah. I think it was late last year,
Yeah, she's held that thing for what, 6 months? 6, 7 months?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. You had a nice run, man. You gotta go. It's Becky. It's Becky, Tom. I just think it's just a change of scenery. I don't think it has nothing necessarily to do with. No, it actually does, because if it wasn't, then yeah, I just don't. I really don't see how Lyra could win or why she would win. Because if she does, I mean, yeah, the feud extends just a little bit longer, but honestly, it's like, because now, if I'm being honest, Kendrick, what's so good about Becky Lynch? Oh, I hate to say that. Like, to me, there's nothing that's, I'm not gonna say overrated. I'm not saying that word, but there's nothing about her to me now in today's uh world. There's nothing about Becky that's like, oh man, she deserves this. And I felt that way last year when she won that Royal Rumble, the Royal Rumble, that Battle Royal.
hmm
Or was it when she beat Liv? Was it the Battle Royal or did she eliminate Liv? I don't remember. I think she eliminated someone to win, or I don't know if she pinned someone. I really don't remember.
yeah. It's been so long since she's been on there, so it's like,
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. If they make her another transitional champion, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. But yeah, I got Becky winning.
yeah, I can definitely see your point. Um, I just don't like when people just come back out of nowhere and just win championships. You know what I'm saying? Or just win like
Yeah,
kinda like with Charlotte, like coming out of nowhere, winning the Royal Rumble. Like there were so many
yeah,
other women that I felt like deserved that spot more.
yeah.
And no matter, regardless of even if I like them as a character or a superstar, like I just believe in just like building
Earning
the
it.
next generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you know, women like Charlotte, women like Becky has been running the game for 10 plus years now. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of like vets now at this point. And
yeah,
so, just to give back, kind of like what Becky did with Liv. Liv had her moment, with the title, you know what I'm saying? And obviously we had that Liv and Rhea whole fiasco
yeah,
for the summer and going into the fall and winter, you know what I'm saying? So, um, this is a great opportunity for Lyra
yeah,
and give her an opportunity to shine and see where she goes from here.
yeah.
So, okay, we're 1-1 right now. Um, Next up, man, the men's Intercontinental Championship match. We got Dom Mysterio defending his championship against Penta. Dom just won the title, man. I do not see Penta winning here. Definitely going to be like some type of heel screwy finish to continue the feud. Um, because WrestleMania would just happen, so like we need like fresh feuds, fresh matchups, and so like I don't believe any match on here is going to be like one offs, um, and continuing what's going on. But with here, I think the ultimate goal, the end goal, is definitely Finn Balor versus Dom.
Yeah.
for the title. Maybe that's at SummerSlam, the 2 night extravaganza. But right now, definitely they're gonna continue that rift between them, but not just yet. I see Finn or possibly Carlito or JD, returning JD Mandana coming and distracting or doing some type of screwy finish for Dom to leave St. Louis still the IC champ. But I think it's gonna be
Match of the night.
a second best, maybe third,
Hmm.
because that main event that's gonna be my number one based off of
Hmm.
who's in there. You know what I'm saying, and their history.
Yeah,
But as far as the conversation of the second best match of the night, I definitely have Dom and Penta.
yeah. I have Dom winning this too. I think it will be a whole lot closer than, well, whoever thinks that it isn't close, uh, I don't know, shame on you. But I think this will be very close. This won't be no slouch. It won't be no cakewalk for either Penta or Dom. But like you said, I just think this is just more leverage for a match between Finn and Dom. It just makes sense. This has been brewing for so long, and like the anticipation and everything, it's like, us as fans, it's like, man, just we see it, just go ahead and do it. But of course, the executives and the creators are like, no, just hold on. Um, and it's almost kind of like, your point to your point earlier, like someone coming back, even though Penta is new, like someone to just come and uh win the championship, even though he's been there. Was it February? No, January, February. I don't
Yes,
remember.
yeah.
But wait, was he in the Royal Rumble?
He was in the Royal Rumble. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so January. So about 5 months. It's not bad. I think, yeah, I just don't think it's Penta times yet. Even though he is excellent, he is great. I think just give him maybe shoot another month, maybe like even up to July or something like that to get a shot at something. I just think in this moment, like you said, right now it just don't make sense for Penta to win unless Finn or someone really disrupts that and causes Dom to lose. That's the only way I see it. But yeah, I got Dom on this one.
Do you think that feud with Dom and Finn needs the IC title, or that feud doesn't
No,
need it?
I think it'll just be like Damian Priest and Finn. I think it'll be like that. I think it's just more so of like history repeating itself. That's the only way I look at it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, with that being said, would you even be surprised if Penta does win this match due to a
No,
ballot? Okay, I got you. But me personally, man, Dom just won the title a month ago, so
yeah, yeah.
I just don't see him losing here, man.
He's
Um,
kind of over right now. So even
yeah,
though, and then I mean, even though Penta is too, but Dom, like I'm not gonna lie, like the IC title looks good on him. It looks good.
yeah, absolutely, man. Um, it's been a journey for him. You know what I'm saying? Like when he first came in as just Ray's son, definitely during the pandemic era. Then winning tag team titles, um, and having that whole run with Ray, and but that heel turn was what really like set himself out to be his own person and just
Yeah,
dominate Mysterio. The whole run with the Judgment Day um, and seeing where he is now is just like crazy. Like sometimes I feel like that's like Eddie 2.0
yeah. It's
based
so
off of
weird. It's so
just
weird seeing it too.
yeah, just based off of like aura and the way he works, his heel work, and just like sometimes you question like that's really like Eddie's son, like for real. Like it's kind of crazy.
Nah, right, that's crazy. But nah, so like what's crazy, what I would look at as a full circle moment is if he wrestles at SummerSlam. And I say that because SummerSlam, it would be if he wrestles at SummerSlam this year, it will be 20 years since that contract between Ray and Eddie happened. And
Yeah,
that's crazy to think about. And like seeing Dom as that little kid and that like that's crazy.
yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah.
2005, wasn't it?
Yep.
That's crazy, man. Um, but yeah, man, I'm proud of just the character that he's grown into, man, and seeing the bright future that he has ahead.
Yeah.
Uh, could you see him later down the road being world champ?
That depends. I think so. I think it would be unfortunately I would hate it. I think it would be brief.
Mm,
Um dang, like that would be cool. I'll give him another like 3 years.
yeah, I saw it. Third match, man. Probably the match that I'm not looking forward to the most. Um, you got Gunther, man, the Reign General Gunther going up against Pat McAfee, and I don't say that's something that I'm not looking forward to in a sense of it's going to be like a bad match, but because I watched the match that Pat had with Adam Cole back at NXT Takeover, and he
Hmm.
did very well. You know what I'm saying? And the match was pretty good. I just don't like it in the sense of like where Gunther was literally a year ago or a couple months ago, being
Yeah.
like the most dominant world champion of all time, just had that aura about himself. And of course, the way he lost at WrestleMania, being tapping out. Um, I think it was either you or King that said it, but like with that move, he lost so much like aura and just lost so much like credibility.
Yeah.
Um, Out of all the dominant wins that he's had, you tap out the Jey Uso. Like that's crazy. And now the first PLE to build yourself up, you face a commentator.
Yeah.
That's just weird to me. But
And by all means, there's no disrespect to Pat McAfee.
yeah,
I just want to make that clear.
yeah, for sure. Um, I ain't gonna say this is gonna be like a squash match, but I don't see it going past like 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I have Gunther winning.
yeah,
The only way I see Pat winning is if Jay comes out or Michael he does something. I don't know. Pat's not gonna win it clean. Um, yeah, I would have been more intrigued if this was Jimmy and Gunther, especially because of um, you know, him making Jim bleed, choking him out, things like that. Like it to me it would have made more sense to have Jim, like hey, like I gotta get mine back in blood. Like what you did, nah, like you gotta pay for that. But
yeah,
for it to be like I said, like it's no disrespect to Pat McAfee, but it's like, no. Like this match could have been on just a Raw. This could have been a Raw match.
yeah,
Because then it's just like, where do we go from here? What more tension? Like, I don't know. And then I think if Gunther lose, I think he'll probably take a break. We won't see him for maybe until after SummerSlam.
He is not losing Pat McAfee, bro.
But I'm just saying, if he were to, I think he would be taking a break because they
Yeah,
got to let that thing die down, and then it just don't make sense for them to continue to feud. Like
yeah,
Pat McAfee has way too many things going on, so I don't see it.
yeah. And I kind of like I gotta retract what I said earlier. Like as far as like every match I see, kind of like moving forward and not one off. But this for sure has to be a one off. I do not see Gunther and Pat McAfee continuing on feuding into Money in the Bank or uh, more on. You know what I'm saying? But Gunther for sure. I don't
Yeah,
see I don't see Pat McAfee winning here, unless like you said, someone like Michael Cole or Jimmy coming in and interrupting. But the match itself was, I think, it was going to be good. I think
yeah,
Gunther can make a good match with anybody. Um, he's one of the best wrestlers on the world in the world right now, and it's just I just can't get over that,
yeah,
and just that he lost the title. We all expected him to lose the title at WrestleMania. It's just the way he did it. And then having like a full crash out moment, the following Raw and beating up Michael Cole, beating up Pat, and leading up to this match now at Backlash. But um, I'm taking it as a way of just like building him up a little bit more as that monster heel again.
yeah,
Some way, somehow, months go down, he's back into that picture, um, going after the world title again.
yeah.
Um, so before moving on to the rest of the card, how you feeling about the guy that did beat Gunther for the title, Jey Uso as world champion, man? Like, how you liking just the aura that he has now, and just the visual, and how long do you truly see him holding the title? I know he had a banger match this past Monday with Seth, but
It's nice to see his progression, just more and more as a champion. Having his, especially going up against Seth Rollins. It's just so funny. I always find it so interesting whenever Jay has a big match, someone always has to interfere. Um, that's something that you and I have spoken on often. It's just like, man, it would be nice to see some matches where no one interferes. Because that was an absolute great match, and I think that match was better than Gunther at WrestleMania by far to me. Just the enter like, oh my gosh, I really don't know who's gonna win. Like it's just so much, and um, you know, at one point in time, we thought Seth was gonna win during the match. At one point in time, we just knew Jay had it locked in. Especially like the last final 2 minutes. But his reign is pretty cool. I think um just his aura, I'm not gonna say it skyrocketed, but it was just already so high. So it's hard to say it has increased even more. Like, yes, it has, but it's not to me, from what I've seen, it's not a huge difference because he's champion. You know, I mean, really, just because of who he is, it's hard to say like he's gained more aura. It's almost like he's almost maxed out of it, but then he has like a little boost because he's the champion. I think his reign is pretty good so far. Um, you know, I think he's proving um, that he can hold his own weight. He's proving that like, I've done 15 years in this business. Like I'm here to stay. Um, and he's not backing down. And he's never done that. But like I don't know, him just being a champion and him knowing that he is the one being hunted, it's like, okay, I'm doing the best I can to make sure no one that I don't become the prey and that I'm always the predator. He's just a little bit more aggressive now, a little bit more assertive. So, that's nice to see. Um, I have no complaints with Jay being a champion. And if he was to lose his championship, I would say SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think SummerSlam, that would be the time he would lose it.
Yeah, so far so good as champion. I think Jay is doing a very good job so far being champion. Um, kind of like what you're saying, like his progression as going from a tag team guy to singles and just the trials and tribulations that he had, having so many championship matches and losing each and every single one of them, whether it was Roman, Gunther, Braun, Breaker, and finally climbing that mountaintop and finally getting up there and winning. And it was a great moment. It was a
Yeah.
great moment. Um, kind of like what you were saying one time before in the stream, where like the build towards winning a championship sometimes can be just as greater than being a champion itself.
Yeah,
Like the
exactly.
chase, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like what you're saying as far as Cody, like that whole journey of him winning the Rumble and then to WrestleMania 39, losing, of course, and then that whole year build into WrestleMania 40 and finally getting it. It's like, finally, we're here. He finished his story. Now what?
Yeah.
So now he has to, create a new story and defend his title and successfully beat these guys: AJ Styles, Solo Sikoa, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and so on. And we're at that peak right now with Jay. You know what I'm saying? Seeing where he goes with the title, who he defends it against. It's looking like it's Logan Paul, which I think that's a pretty solid matchup with Logan Paul and Jey Uso. That's gonna be banger. But I think Jay's gonna do pretty well as world champion. As far as what you're saying, as far as like when he'll lose it, I see two scenarios. I agree with you with SummerSlam losing to whoever there, but maybe even on a Raw or another PO.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing, but I was just like, I don't know. But
Yeah,
I was thinking on a Raw too. But go ahead.
yeah, either on a Raw or another PLE, but like it's a cash in the Money in the Bank. Like a heel wins it and takes it off of, and they feud for however long.
Mm,
Just a suggestion, yeah, just a thought.
mm. I'm really trying to think of what he would win. That's all. I'm just trying to think.
Because it can't be just you can't be just thinking straight of a Raw person. Because like when you win the briefcase, it can be anybody.
Oh, my first thought was Drew McIntyre. That was my first thought.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That was my first
yeah,
thought. Yeah, I was like, man, but for him to win back to back, I don't know.
yeah. Um,
That was my initial thought.
I don't know.
You know who would be crazy? You know who would be crazy? Nah, it wouldn't necessarily be that. But if they were trying to set up Seth Rollins' faction, like Evolution,
Mm,
and Braun Breaker won Money in the Bank and he cashed in,
yeah,
that would be crazy.
yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah.
think I think I think somebody from SmackDown, I think somebody from SmackDown, who's currently on SmackDown now, will win the Money in the Bank. And
Who do you think?
oh, Drew,
Okay,
Drew. So for me, it's either Drew. Hey, it's about to sound crazy. I'm reaching. I'm reaching.
I'm about to say Mello.
Carmella.
I know,
Yeah.
I knew it. I know. Ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he'd be in the match for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know about
You
winning.
know who he reminds me of? I know we're kind of getting off track, but watching him, just not only because of moveset, but just his like in-ring performance, like
Mhm.
selling and everything. He kind of reminds me of Shelton Benjamin a little bit. Just
Mm,
like his the way he worked in the ring. Like I said, not just his moveset, but just the way he works in the ring. It's just like, man, it's hard for you to keep your eyes off. And I think Shelton was just very underrated in that aspect. I mean, because if we take a look at the stuff that he's actually done in events like Money in the Bank, like super
yeah,
athletic. Shoot, a Monday Night Raw with Shawn Michaels. Like no one thought that was that match was crazy. Probably by far one of the best Raw matches like to date. But yeah, he just kind of reminds me of Shelton and just the way he works in the ring, and you can just see how much time he puts into his craft. So I'm sorry I had to go on that little tangent, but shout out to Carmelo, man.
no, you're good, man. I like Carmelo. Um, love what he's doing, and he doesn't seem as like a priority right now
Yeah,
on the booking side of things. But as time moves on, I think he will be in that limelight as a U.S. champion or
yeah.
even a world champion. Maybe one day. Um, we'll see about that. But fourth match, man. You got the fatal four way, man, for the men's United States Championship. Yeah, Jacob Fatu defending his championship against Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and L.A. Knight. Very similar to Dom Mysterio, man. I don't he Jacob just won his title at WrestleMania, so I do not see him losing here. You pretty much got two separate WrestleMania matches into one. You had Damian and LA Knight. Well, it was Damian and
Drew, Drew.
Drew, and Jacob and LA Knight. Two separate matches going into one fatal four way. I think this match is going to really be good. Looking at the four superstars in here, um, I think this match is going to compete with the Dom and Penta match as far as the second best of the card. Um, all the pieces of the puzzle in there. Um, but yeah, I think I see Jacob possibly pinning. Man, um,
You
I,
about to say Damien. You're about to
no,
say Damien.
I was not thinking of Damien.
Drew's not getting pinned. I
Gotta be
don't
LA
see
Knight. It gotta be LA Knight.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. He got pinned. He got pinned at WrestleMania. What's the difference now?
Yeah, because we're still building up Damien. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
be that
Okay. Yeah,
guy.
that makes sense.
And Drew, I mean, it's Drew. So LA Knight gotta be the guy. Got to.
Yeah, I
And so
got
that way, that kind of like pushes LA Knight away from the mid card scene. And whenever the Money Bank comes in, he would be a possible candidate of taking it down the briefcase and see what go from there, man. But Jacob
you,
Fatu
you
for
know,
sure.
I was thinking, so like for Hill, like I said, I was thinking Melo or Drew. For Face, I was most definitely thinking LA Knight for sure. Uh, to win. Um, yeah, but for this fatal four way, I gotta agree with you, man. Mr. Jacob, 5'2", you know what I'm saying? Not what I mean. I love when he do that, but I don't see him losing at all either. It would have to take some real complete BS to happen. Like it has to be Solo fault that he loses,
Yeah.
or I just don't see it. He's too dominant to lose right now. Um, shoot, I don't even know when I could see him losing. Um, trying to think. I'm trying to think of all the scenarios. Drew as a mid card champion right now doesn't even sound right.
Yeah.
Um, LA Knight, I think, like you said, I think that push for, you know, um, the main titles, I think that push is starting to happen. I think after Backlash, it will start to happen. Um, Damien, mm, like Damien's cool. No,
Yeah.
Damien's good. So out of the four, Damien is like yeah, whatever. Like, oh, we picked you last. It's almost like that. Yeah, but Jacob, he's too much of a force um to lose right now. Um and to me, it wouldn't even make sense for him to lose because then what do you do?
Hmm.
So yeah. I have Jacob. I got Mr. Naramin.
Absolutely, man. I don't even know where, after this match, where Damian or Drew moves on from here. Um, I mean, Drew's gonna be Drew, but like, at what placement? Is he gonna stay in the mid card scene, or um, is he gonna move up there in the ranks of? Because you can't have like a heel versus heel Cena Drew match. You know what I'm saying? That would be,
Yeah.
but that'll be interesting seeing where Drew lands. After this match, it's going to be like because right now, even though Jacob is like slated as a heel right now, but he's getting babyface reactions, and
Hmm.
eventually we're going to see that turn with him and Solo. So that's going to be his babyface moment.
Yeah.
So going to have to definitely see him and Solo. I personally would love to see a Jacob Drew match. Um, so it would be interesting. Damien is kind of like a middle of the pack guy. You can put
Yeah.
him anywhere, and it'll work.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, how long do you see Jacob being champ?
Probably up until like Survivor Series.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah, I know that's lengthy, but I right now in this moment I can't see no one. I can't see it.
with him it has to be like a screwy finish, something like that to keep protecting him.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe like a solo distraction or solo doing something to him, and
Yep.
they continue their little thing. But I don't see anybody beating Jacob right now clean. Anyway,
Me
uh,
either.
he's just absolute force right now. But main event time, man. Um, Two of the greatest of all times. You got Randy Orton, 14-time world champion, going after his 15th against the 17-time WWE champion John Cena for the undisputed WWE championship. Just like old times, man.
Yeah, this
Like
is
old times.
man, this brings back a lot of memories, but it's just so weird seeing that the roles are reversed.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like we're so used to seeing it being that happy-go-lucky heel, um, hustle, loyalty, and respect versus the cowardly heel that Randy Orton has always been, the sinister Randy Orton. And just seeing and hearing the reactions that Randy had through the back and forths that Cena and Randy had, it was just like monumental. Like I've never, like, of course, Randy Orton has his times being a babyface, but I've never seen like a reaction like that for Randy.
Yeah,
Um, it's like very mind blowing, and it's the total opposite for Cena.
yeah,
And as usual, you know what I'm saying, they go back and forth on the mic. It's magical. And I think my favorite part of their back and forth was when I think it was the second time that was in the ring where um Randy was like, "You need to have some kids, man." You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And she was like, "I never had kids because I've been too busy raising all of these."
yeah,
I thought that was so like great. That was just perfect. And seeing being the guy that he is, and I'm just loving this heel work that he's doing right now. Um, Never thought I would see it, and I'm just happy, man. Seeing Cena, especially with this retirement tour, and um, that's kind of like one of the main things that we kind of talked about with King, as far as like what we like to see during this retirement tour. We didn't see a heel Cena, but we saw like old matches revived one more
yeah.
time, and here we are, man. Randy Orton, and in his hometown of St. Louis. Um, but he's definitely going to take an L here. I don't see Cena winning. I don't see Cena losing at all. Um, but I think it's going to be a great match, man. I think it's going to be a great match. And
It's the way you said it. It's the way you said it. Oh, that was funny. It's the way you said it, though. Oh, that was funny.
yeah,
In his hometown. Yeah, I don't see him winning. That
yeah,
was funny. That was funny.
yeah, man. I think this will be obviously a great match, but I see it being clean.
Yeah,
I see it being clean. Um, or some type of way that kind of Cena won back at WrestleMania, the low blow or messing with a turnbuckle or something. Either a clean finish or that, something like that, to continue the reign for Cena. But I think it's going to be a great match, man. They always deliver. I can't even name you a bad Randy Cena match. And I'm looking forward to the main event.
yeah. I don't know what it is, but this trend lately that's been going on. Whoever hit it off in their hometown, they end up losing. So Randy is just another victim because I don't see Randy winning this. He will not be getting his 15th. I think he will eventually, just not Saturday. Um, this feud, man, it will bring back so many memories. Um, I think this is going to be a great match. I think Orton will carry just a little bit more, because Cena is older. Still, and he isn't as active as Randy in the ring, even though Randy has had, surgeries. Um, and he has been put to the sideline because of those injuries, but still seeing him active and everything. Still, I think Randy will carry a little bit more. Um, yeah, just because of the timeline and everything, it doesn't make sense for Cena to lose because he has other people to face who wants a shot at that championship, and they will fall down too until never mind. But we'll get into that when that time comes. But
Yeah,
yeah, I don't see Randy Orton winning. but I do think this will be an excellent match. Just off the nostalgia alone is what like wins us over because we know the history behind Orton and Cena because like let's just, from '07 to like '09, oh my gosh, like it was especially '09, it was it was rough. You know, like this match is like the birds, the bird versus Magic. It's the LeBron versus KD. It's just a great rivalry, man. Um, a respected one too. Like, and like you said, you can't name one bad match that they've had with each other. And then shoot, they're even a great tag team. You remember that match when it was like two against the whole roster, or
Yeah,
like two
yeah.
versus 15? Yeah, that was a great match. I went to go watch that the other day. I was like, ah, good days. But man, I think this is just. I kind of hate that it's happening soon. This soon. I wish it was kind of just a little bit later, just a little bit. But well, it only makes sense to have it right now. Maybe that's why. Because it's in St. Louis, so it's just like, well, might as well go ahead and pull the trigger now with
Yeah.
Randy. So I think if it wasn't at St. Louis, or if there was another PLE at St. Louis, I think that's when they would have had it.
Hmm.
I just kind of wish it was a little bit sooner. And one thing, and I think one thing I do want to pay attention to, since now, like knowing that Cena is on his farewell tour, I need to know. I gotta go back and watch when Cody won at WrestleMania 40 because I need to see who was all in that ring
Oh, it was
because it feels
Cena, KO, Randy, Sami Zayn, Jay, LA Knight, Punk. I think that's all. And two of them are already
exactly,
turned. Huh?
exactly. So that's my point. That's my
Yep.
point. Not to say that they'll get a title shot. That's not what I'm saying, but I think that's just something to keep in mind too. So I'm like, hmm. So I think we know down the road, CM Punk is most definitely next.
Oh,
Whenever
yeah.
that time comes, I don't know when, but because he has his own thing going right now with Seth. But yeah, Cena all day, man. Chain gang, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a great match, man. I'm looking forward to it, and it's gonna bring those old times back, that nostalgia of Randy and Cena. And like you said, it's just gonna be feel. It's just gonna feel different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Randy's the good guy, Cena's the bad, but it's the same formula with Cena and Randy. And I'm just excited, man.
yeah,
I'm just
same.
ex- I do agree with you as far as like it feeling a little too early in a sense, but I understand you gotta strike, with the location with St. Louis and Randy Orton's hometown and all that. But I am looking forward to who's next. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Kind of like you said with CM Punk, or um, eventually somewhere down the line we're going to get a Cena and Cody too.
Yeah,
Maybe at SummerSlam or somewhere. But
Survivor Series. I'm thinking War Games, Survivor Series.
okay, maybe something like that. Um, but yeah, man. Or even I think Cena's scheduled for Saturday night's main event, so he probably defend the title there too. Um, but I don't know where my guy went, but man, Backlash, man, 2025. Looking very forward to um, looking very forward to the PLE, man, and it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a good one for sure. Absolutely. In St. Louis, Missouri, Backlash PLE 2025 in St. Louis, Missouri. Watch it on Peacock, 7 o'clock Eastern time. I think like 3 or 4 Pacific, something like that. I think, yeah. But yeah, man, make sure you guys watch, man. This was my first uh live stream on here, new platform. Put my name out there, man. Trying to get out here. I'm trying to do more, be more, and yeah, and bring my friends along with me. But make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And until the next video, until I review a Backlash 2025, yes, sir.